My name is Manuel Christian, aka Obinocious signature. Well, if you are my returning viewer, thank you so much for your love and support. I really appreciate it. I won't take it for granted. And if you're a new viewer, thank you for joining us. This is a channel where you grow as a loctician and as a business person. So please don't forget to smash the like button, subscription button, and the notification bell for more updates. Thank you. So in today's video, we want to talk about the primary reason why your locks break. Okay, the first reason why locks break, your locks break is that excess tension can be the reason why your locks break, and we're going to look at those places that you apply excess tension. The first excess tension we're talking about is when you are retwisting. There is this popular method of locksmithing that people are fond of doing. So let me show you just a clip. Now this particular method is actually rampant. If you go online, you see it everywhere. To me, it's actually an ancient practice. But what I want you to understand is that wherever you're applying a method, check, is it convenient? Does it support the hair to grow? Does it make your client feel comfortable before you practice it? So when you are doing locksmithing and you're dragging your customer's hair like that, that's tension, because anything that makes somebody's hair dance is actually tension. So from the locksmithing method can actually make your hair get thin. So the proper way, I feel, is very gentle to do a locksmithing is this way. So I feel this way is very gentle, because the whole idea of the other locksmithing, the popular locksmithing method, and this locksmithing method is that we are trying to wrap the hair on the body of the locks. So by doing so, it keeps the hair in place. So since we can achieve it with these two methods, why not just keep to it? Then the second reason through tension, the second tension is when you are doing the normal retwist like this. Some can retwist the extent that you see the down is screaming very hard. So please, the retwist with your hand too can also make it very tight. Then the other tension part is the aspect of styling. When you are styling and you are doing a particular style, you see where they drag somebody's head, the skin is folding, the person's skin is folding. Please, when you are styling, try as much as possible to be gentle. I've learned to caution myself that when I'm styling, I'll make sure that I'm communicating with the client. Is it paining you? Are you dragging it? Am I dragging it? All of those stuff, you need to be sure, because you are not perfect. You need to know when you are going over your limit. So please, those tension part and any other part, you know, that it involves you dragging the hair, is actually a point you should note and take it out of your league, please. Second point, now we are going to talk about what's the primary reason why your locks break is gel products, especially those ones with high alcohol. There are some gel products with high alcohol, and you know, when they have high alcohol, they tend to dry very, very fast. And when they dry very fast, they make your locks very brittle, and that way it reduces the elasticity of the hair and makes it break. Let's say, for instance, if your hair is elastic to 100, if the product you're using has very high alcohol content, then it has reduced the elasticity to 90. And how do you notice if your product is actually having high alcohol content? It makes it have high holding power, and it dries very fast. So any locks with any wax with high holding power, that is when you apply it, and in a few minutes everywhere is looking firm. That is actually a high alcohol content. You will try to take note of those points. because with your oil and water, you can actually retwist somebody's hair. It's going to look neat. So just minimize the way you use product, and if you are going to use such product, then you try as much as possible to reduce your tension in retwisting. So the third reason is twisting a dry hair. Yeah. So aside from twisting too tight or using a gel product that makes it dry fast, twisting a dry hair too can actually make it break. Now, do you know that if you're a loctician or you have been to the salon to lock your hair before, do you realize that when your hair is wet, you can easily manipulate it to do anything for you than when it's dry? Good. So the fact that it's dry, if you are forcing it to do a particular style, remember that, let me show you something. This is an extension. Remember that when you are dragging, when you are trying to force a hair to do a particular thing, you are pulling it. As you are pulling it, do not forget that the hair around here came together to form these locks. So when you are pulling it now, you are separating the hair. In that separation mode, the lock becomes slimmer. So what I'm saying is, if the hair is dry, you are forcefully pulling it, but when it's wet, it's flexible, so you can do what you want to do, but you still don't put excess tension. But doing it dry is even worse. Don't twist hair dry. I've heard of plenty of locticians twisting locks dry. No, when you even wash hair and you are retwisting, if your client's hair is getting dry, always work with your spray bottle. You spray the hair and continue your retwist. That way everything goes smooth. And if you have been watching my other videos on the reason why your locks used to have white patches, it's because you twist the locks dry. So you need to check all of those videos. I have a video that talks about why your locks have white patches. So it's actually because you are twisting the locks dry. We're going to talk about not separating locks properly. This is my main key objective. Not separating the locks properly. Now, have you ever seen where a client comes to the salon and wants to retwist, and you discover that you can't see their lines, you can't see their scalp because the hair is long overdue? So that way, some locticians, since they are not the one that made the hair and they are not familiar with the lining, they just begin to carry comb and pat the hair and just start using the tail comb to open up hair randomly. Is wrong. When you do that, this is what happens. Let me show you another example. Now I'm using a bigger lock and a smaller lock. I want to show you an example. Now I'm taking for instance that these two guys happen to grow in a separate way, because there are some people with uneven locks because they didn't really section it properly when they started. Some started with freehand method. So imagine that these two guys are in a particular spot, and what you're trying to do is you're trying to retwist at that first stage. Now, can you see the root of this one? And can you see the root of this one? This one is big and this one is small. So if you're going to separate, you will now discover that because you are not familiar with the lining, you will just forcefully pull it. And when you pull these guys like this, can you imagine how small as this can be? You are still pulling out from it to give to this guy. Or as small as it is, you are still breaking it out to give to this guy, because in as much as you carry your small tail comb and you are trying to pat the hair, definitely that's what will happen. So there are a unique way of patting people's hair. You're not familiar with their locks. You don't just go in and start. No, this is how you should pat locks. Let me show you this. When you want to pat locks, you take 2 or 3 of the locks, comb them. When you comb the roots, the natural line will just create itself. And if the natural line did not create itself, instead of you cutting the hair randomly, you try to brush out the hair. When you are brushing out the hair, you will now have an idea of, okay, this is where this guy is going, this is where this guy belongs. Then you apply your gel. That's why I always encourage locticians to use their leave-in conditioner, because leave-in conditioner helps the locks to detangle and soft. You can also use your detangular spray, soft, so that when it's soft, when you are parting it, brushing it out to part the lines, you easily see the lines. Don't just go in and start forcefully opening lines. You will just break so many roots. So this is actually the reason why most people used to have excess undergrowth. This is why the most clients used to have their locks shading around the main root itself, shading around the bond itself. So if you are noticing that, please avoid it. If your loctician is fond of that, encourage them to stop, or you can share this video with them, because I'll still drop a video on how to part a due hair properly, waiting too long for a retouch. Now, some people feel like, okay, I'm supposed to give my locks freedom. My locks supposed to rest. My locks supposed to have his own time, his own way. Yes, it's true. Locks is supposed to rest. Locks supposed to stay at least for a longer time before you visit the salon. But you need to understand the nature of your hair. Now, if you have a fast-growing hair, I think a month is okay. There are some people that their hair is so fast growing that they come to the salon every 3 weeks. But to me, I feel a month is okay. So long you can't see your lines anymore, please just go for a retouch, because when you have excess growth, they begin to tangle together. And when they tangle together, the previous method I mentioned, you might not succeed because they've really tangled together, and the loctician has no choice than to be pulling. So once it pulls, definitely the weaker one will give to the stronger one, making the weaker one weaker, more slimmer. So please, it's not ideal. I've seen cases where they will have to even use scissors to be separating people's locks. Don't forget that line that scissors is cutting out is actually your hair that is cutting into two. So you going to the salon very late to retwist is one of the main reasons. In fact, it's the primary reason, the reason and the origin of your locks breaking. Because if you go in very late, and plus the fact that your loctician do not really know how to separate the locks, can easily make it break. That's why I always recommend texturizing. I always recommend, okay, when I see someone with an overdue hair like that, I'll encourage them, okay, you texturize or you do deep conditioning so that the roots can be so soft that when you are parting it, it will open on its own. So please, do not visit the salon too late. A month is fair enough, unless you don't have a fast growing hair. That's where you can extend to maybe 6 weeks, maybe 8 weeks, maybe 3 months. It's up to you, but just know the nature of your hair and how fast it grows. Once you are not seeing your lines, please try to go retwist. If I've taken you this far, I really want to appreciate you for watching, and I want to say you're blessed, and I am blessed also to have a unique viewer like you. So stay tuned. Let's go. So the next point now we're going to talk about is rubbing the scalp too hardly. Now this involves the washing aspect. I don't know, I'm actually among those that don't believe in using your nails to scrub hair so hard. No. I'm already feeling irritated. Ouch. Locks are not supposed to be treated that way. Now let me tell you, your locks are already grouped. It's a group of hair packed together, and when you go into with your finger to wash, what you're doing now, you are ripping off you are scratching the union. That's one. You are scratching the union of the locks. That's one. And secondly, that finger you are using is actually tangling the hair more. That is, when the client stays too long, it comes to wash, and you are doing it randomly like this, you are tangling the hair the more, and your nails are also contributing, cutting the little weaker strands. It's cutting. So you don't do that. What you do is use a very good shampoo that has a good cleaning power. Use a good shampoo, apply it in the hair. Have you ever seen where a woman wash pots in her house? There are this way that women wash pots in Africa. They go to where you see ashes, they just put it and they use the iron sponge, rub the ashes, add sand to it, and start scrubbing. When they are scrubbing the pots, you will not see, no matter how hard they scrub, there will still be traces of the black smoke. But there is a product in the market now that when you apply on the black pot, you apply it and just give it some minutes. When you go, you just be touching it gradually and you see everything is falling off. That is how the Locs game is. We have good shampoos. Why those shampoos are out there is because of their cleaning power. So when you use a very good shampoo as a professional optician, I expect you to just massage. You're washing, you're massaging. While you're massaging, you are increasing the client's blood flow. You are increasing their blood flow, which will make their hair grow faster and more. There's nothing that is so sweet like when someone is passing cold water on your hair or a warm water, and at the same point, the person is giving a very cool and a gentle massage. There's nothing more pleasurable than that. So, this is actually another main reason why locks break. So you don't scrub, because when you are scrubbing, you're going to cause injury to your scalp. You're going to have scalp irritation, and definitely when you pass through those scalp irritation, when they are retwisting, you will not really enjoy the whole of the service for that day because you've already succeeded in bruising the skin. So please, if you're washing, if your client say, hey, I like you to scrub my hair, it's itching me. Yeah, your hair might be passing through some irritation. Product can solve that problem. But the main thing is, please do not scrub too hard. Just massage and use the right product. If it warrants you to rinse 5 times and wash again, keep doing it until the water becomes neat. And also encourage your client to do detoxing at least 4 times a year, which will help them reduce debt. And also, there's this techniques I always do. I used to tell my customers, my clients, that anytime you're coming to the salon for a retwist, take your time and shower in your bedroom. Pour as much water as you want, rub as much shampoo as you want. Feel free, because that's the proper time you wash your hair. When you come to the salon, because you're going to rest on the washing sink, I cannot have the leverage of going around the whole hair properly or equally to wash. A part must actually be washed than the other part because of your convenience and my convenience. So the proper way you wash your hair is, if you're going to a salon for a retwist the next day, I advise you to wash like 3 days before or 2 days before, so that when you're going, the optician will not really apply more pressure and you will not have more build-ups in your hair. I feel blessed already. You are one of the most lovely audience I've ever seen. You're one of the most lovely viewer I've ever seen. Your uniqueness is top-notch. Thank you for watching to this stage. Do not forget to like and subscribe to this channel. Thank you.